Yes. Hi. Very good morning to all dear dignitaries, participants, and delegates from Dassault Reliance Aerospace Limited and Dassault Skill Academy. So we are waiting for this long-awaited webinar session on career awareness, aeronautical structure and equipment fitter webinar session. This session is hosted by or organized by Emerge Workforce in association with Joint Director RO Nagpur, DVET Maharashtra, and Government Industrial Training Institute Nagpur. And in this today's session, our eminent speakers are Mr. Julien Henry. He is a head of HR of Dassault's Skill Academy and Dassault Aviation India Operations. And Wing Commander Rachit Bhatnagar, he is a CEO of Aerospace and Aviation Sector Skill Council India. And David Raju, he is a head HR of Dassault Reliance Aerospace Limited. And we have also Hemant Aware sir, Government ITI principal. So let me take the opportunity to introduce myself and my company profile. Well, I am Arpan, co-founder of Emerge Workforce. Emerge is working in the field of placement and training since from last few years. The why the need of Emerge is going because the struggle of ITI graduates and the challenges of industrial training institute and industries are lot facing. So we have developed a single dedicated platform which is Emerge Workforce to overcome this skill gap and provide a one platform to bridge between all these three segments. Since from last few years, we have placed more than 3,000 candidates and trained more than 5,000 candidates in different segment of skill sectors and different segments. So I will start this session with the introduction of Mr. Julien sir. Julien has more than 30 plus year of experience in the field of aviation. Currently, he is the head HR of Dassault Aviation India operation, and also he is the director of Dassault Skill Academy. So, welcome, Mr. Julien, sir, in today's session. Now, I would like to request you to take the session with you ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope you can see now my presentation. Good morning, everybody from France, because I am in France due to sanitary conditions, and I hope to go back to India as soon as possible, probably late June. I just want to make a presentation about the project of the Dassault Skill Academy, and especially on the syllabus that we made and deployed in the GITI of Nagpur. And first, I would like to thank Mr. Rachit from the IASSC for his support and to ensure that we will work together in the future for the deployment of the other syllabus that we could have from this first one, which is really the base to develop aeronautical skills at fitters levels. And also thank you to Mr. Hermant, of course, principal of GITI, for his support to deploy this syllabus in the GITI of Nagpur. And also a great thanks to the 3 Indian professors that are working and that are learning first, and that will be really involved and really important for us regarding the next year's development in the GITI of Nagpur. And at last, thank you to Mr. Mayur, who is coordinating for Dassault Skill Academy all the academic projects that we have in Nagpur and also in India for the upper level academic for the academic level. Yes. So first, I will say some word about the fact that Dassault Aviation has a long experience in aeronautic and especially in providing fighter aircrafts to India. Dassault Aviation is the only world aeronautical company that is able to make the free planes that you can see, the UK unmanned combat aircraft vehicle, fighter aircraft such as Rafale, and also business aircraft. Even Boeing, Airbus, or Lockheed don't do this kind of aircraft together, and it's very important. This is really a specialty of Dassault Aviation to be able to work on these different kind of aircraft. And for instance, business aircraft we take the same skills to work on the Rafale and to work on the business aircraft. In India, we have been working with India to provide to the Indian Air Force fighters aircraft from more than 60 years. And we made a joint venture with Reliance, and Mr. David will present it to you, which is based in Nagpur, to assembly Falcon 2000 business aircraft. And in the next year, we will have flight test in Nagpur, which is not which is quite difficult, tricky, but we will succeed in doing this aircraft in DRAL. And also DRAL assembles some parts from the Rafale. The Dassault Skill academic project. When you look at the manpower pyramid that we have in Indian industry, especially in aeronautic, the base is made with the fitters and technicians levels. At upper level, you have high level technicians, and at the top, you have managers and engineers. As you can see in the pyramid, most of the people are working at fitters levels. It's different if you compare to space industry, where it's the opposite. In fact, most of the people that are working in space industry are at manager and engineers levels, and you need only a small number of fitters and technicians to build a rocket, for instance, and to design and build a space rocket.
For this, slides are not moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Henry, your slide is not working.
The slide doesn't work?
Yeah.
You have to put them on the screen show mode and.
Okay, I do it once again. Share screen. Is it good? Okay, do you see the slide?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Now it's there.
Okay. So
yeah.
When you look at the manpower pyramid, you can associate a academic pyramid. At the level of fitters, you have ITI certificate. At high level technicians, you have diploma level and bachelor level, and at manager and engineers, you have master level. If you look at the academic in India, you see that for the fitters and technician, there is no training in public in the high school, public high schools. Only aeronautical is only provided at university. So the project of Dassault Skill Academy is to work on that at fitters and technician levels. Currently, what is done in the aeronautical companies in India? In fact, the companies they hire people outside. They make outside sourcing. Then they make a an internal training, an on-trade training with both theory and practical, and then they put the trainees on the line, which is the on-job training. So and then people are fitters. Those people become fitters. What we made is to build an aeronautical structure and equipment fitter syllabus, 2 years of the equivalent of on-trade training, where the students learn theory and practical with enlarged skill perimeter, and also what is important, it's a high career potential. Then they can join the company with a specific light adaptation made by the company, and then they can directly go to the on-job training before becoming fitters and technicians. And because we have enlarged the skill perimeter, it's possible for them then, for not all of them, but they will have the potential to become high-level technicians by doing internal training in the company, and then managers and engineers. At the higher levels, we have created excellence network between Indian and French college to develop both centers of excellence. We have three universities in India: the VNIT of Nagpur, the College of Engineering of Pune, and the DIAT of Pune. And faced to this Indian university, we asked to 4 French university to integrate a partnership, and then we are able to make center of excellence in different domains between the Indian universities and the French universities. And also we have created what we call curriculum of excellence, which propose to some students to come in France for 1 year, and then to go back to India and be hired by DRAL as engineers or as high-level technicians. For the aeronautical structure and equipment fitter syllabus, the objective and the principles. It's a 2-year duration program at ITI level to be deployed in the whole India. Of course, this is recognized by the government of India, and it will be developed in all the public high schools. It was very important that to provide to this kind of high schools this syllabus, not in only private high schools. To fulfill the requirements of aeronautical manufacturing industry at the highest international standards in terms of skills and safety for aircraft structure fitting, but I think Mr. Herman will remind this. And it will be a base for developing new modules in coordination with the Aerospace and Aviation Sector Skill Council that Mr. Rachit, for which Mr. Rachit is head, for aircraft maintenance reference in the European EASA certification. So from this syllabus, we will add some complementary syllabus, smaller, for 1 year or 6 months or 1 year, to provide people for airliners or maintenance companies, for flying associations, and also for Indian Air Force, as it is done in France. The course, of course, are delivered in English, because English is the official language in aeronautics, and this is very important for both professors and students to be able to do this syllabus in English. And the pedagogical approach is really based on the knowledge, know-how, and behavior which are characteristic required by the global aviation trades. It's very important to give the opportunity to the students as they arrive in the company to be autonomous and to be responsible of their job. It's very important because in aeronautical, a lot of activities can be controlled after you have done this activity, and that's why it's important for the fitter to be autonomous and to know what is the importance of his activity. This syllabus has been validated at national level and at state level. So this is also important for the certificate. And we are thinking about the syllabus deployment in the whole India. In Nagpur, Dassault Aviation will be there with the Dassault Skill Academy will be there for 3 years and will both learn to students and both learn and help the Indian professors to be autonomous for the next years. As you can see, the batch are two years duration, and also we are partner of the NSTI of Chennai to bring this NSTI at the level of a center of excellence for aeronautical master of trainers. That means that in the next months we will also train 2 masters of trainers from the NSTI Chennai in Nagpur with the students and with the local professors. And then it will be possible for the NSTI of Chennai to train professors from other ITI, and just to have a figure of what could be deployed. That means that after in 2029, 14 ITI of India could have been prepared to deliver this syllabus. But also, and they will do it with the support of LMW, which is an aeronautical company in Coimbatore. And if we can, the project is to have the support from aeronautical companies or aeronautical industrial associations in India, to have local partnerships in the other states with the other NSTI and GITI, and then we could imagine that the Center of Excellence for Aeronautical Master of Trainers in Chennai could train also other masters trainers from other NSTI. And then, as you can see, it's only to show a figure of how we could develop everywhere in India this syllabus and provide this syllabus to other ITIs. The distribution of the training hours, it's only to show you the importance of different domains. First, you can see that the professional skills are at 2,200 and more than 2,200 hours. That means that more than half of the syllabus is done by practical. Also, with trade theory, you have advanced English, which is important because I told you that the courses will be done in English because when they will work in the company, they will work in English. And the week distribution, as you can see, the trade practical on the first year, it's more, you have more English and employability skills. You don't have this hours during the second year, but in the second years, you have 25 hours per week of trade practical, which is very, very important. Okay, here are two pictures of the workshop that the Dassault Skill Academy installed in the GITI Nagpur. And we will, in the future, have a new workshop. So, as you can see, everything is done. You see, those pictures could have been taken in France, in our own high schools in France, because it's exactly the same environment for security and also for the machineries, etc. As you can see, all the students are with glasses, not on the right, but on the left, and they have protection protection shoes, which is also very important. Conclusion, my conclusion, this syllabus has been realized with really European, that means worldwide academic level, on both theory, practical, to fulfill international standards, because as you know, Indian companies, they are working with other companies from worldwide, so they are not working alone. So it's important to be able to work with the other companies and answer to the international partnership requirements. It provides manpower to a global industrial system, main decision maker companies and main suppliers, and even small and medium-sized suppliers without training capacities. That's very important. If India go on using only companies' internal training, it will be difficult. It will be possible for the big companies, but for the small suppliers, it won't be possible. So it's very important to provide these fitter skills to the small and medium-sized suppliers company. And also, it's an interesting way of working between academic and industry to work together on the skills and also flow program needed in the industry. And it's also very important to define what is the best compromise between what is the responsibility of the academic training, what should be done on academic training, and what should be done inside the company, which is the company internal training. And we make the difference between what we call on the training, which give an overall general knowledge, know-how, and behavior, and what is the specific tools, processes from the company, which train on the processes, the culture, and the management. It makes the difference between, first, on the training, it's really employability, human development, and career potential. And on the job training, which is done inside the company, it's the position efficiency, the internal career development. And of course, we have to take care, and it's very interesting, I think, for the Indian professors and for our French French expert professor, to work together with an intercultural environment, because the way we train in France is not the way you train in India, and we have to find the best compromise to succeed in this project, to have the best result at the student level. Thank you very much for your attention, and I give you back the speak.
Yes, thank you, Julian, for such a informative session. Hello, is I audible to you all?
Upon your voice is echoing.
Yeah, echoing is there.
Okay. Now it is okay?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yes.
You can continue.
Thanks, Julian, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. And you have covered lots of elements regarding academia of ASEF, and you have tell lots of informative contents to our participants. It is our pleasure to hear with you, and you cover most of the important points regarding to ASEF course and all the things. Thanks, Julian, for this presentation and all. Okay. Next, before next speaker, I was switching to. I would like to present one more delegates from Dassault Aircraft Service India. Welcome, Mr. P.V. Rao, in our today's session. He is the deputy delegate of Dassault Aircraft Service India. Okay. Okay. Now next to speaker, the Hemant Aware sir. Okay, I will give some short bio about him. Hemant Aware, having 20 plus years of experience in educational sector. Currently, he is working at principal in Government Industrial Training Institute. Please welcome Mr. Hemant Aware sir. Welcome to our
Okay.
session.
Thank you very much, Emerge Force Workforce. I welcome you all in this webinar. On the behalf of my Joint Director P.T. Devtare and Director of Vocational Education and Training, and on the behalf of Government ITI, I'm going to introduce how the course is going on, this aeronautical structure and fitter, how this course is going on at Government ITI Nagpur. So by sharing some slide, I'm going to start the sharing the slide. Is it visible?
No, sir, it is not visible. Please share your screen, sir. Still, it is not showing.
Okay.
Yes, select the presentation file, sir. The screen is visible. You have to select presentation file. At the bottom, just you have to select your presentation, sir.
Yes. Is it visible?
No, not yet, sir. You have to click on the share button.
Yes, I am going
Then
to
you have
click
to
it.
select entire screen.
That button is not visible right now. Share screen
Sir,
button.
at the bottom, you can check it at the bottom of your this dashboard.
Yes, share is there. I'm clicking the share and
Yes,
yes, right now. Okay.
yes. You have to select presentation file. Sir, click on the presentation file at the bottom. No, no, right. Yes, at the taskbar. Oh, you again
Just a
switch
minute.
on.
Just a minute. Yes, is it visible?
Yes, yes, it is visible. Put it in presentation view.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Well, welcome all. I'm Mr. Hemant Awari, Principal Government ITI Nagpur. Welcome you in this webinar. As Mr. Henry has already told you regarding the how this aeronautical structure and equipment feature, this course is likely to come. Before start of this aeronautical structure and feature, I would like to have some brief history of how this course is likely to come at Government ITI Nagpur. Well, when Dassault Aviation and Reliance Aviation have a tie-up, and they have started manufacturing of Falcon at Mihan, Nagpur. So most of the team from the France delegate that from Dassault Aviation Industries, they have visited 2 to 4 times at Government ITI Nagpur, so that they have an idea. In order to have a manufacturing industry, they require technical manforce. That technicians they have required. They have in India we have a aeronautical course at degree and diploma level, but at the ITI level, that means to manufacture to prepare a technician. So that course is to be needed. So after 2 or 4 meetings, so they have come to conclusion that okay, we are going to frame a syllabus according to the need, according to the requirement of the manufacturing industry at in India. So they have an frame a syllabus as per the need of industry. Now with this syllabus, well, this slide is working. Okay, slide is shifting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slide is working.
So there is after completion of syllabus preparation, there is a MOU between Government of India, that is Central Ministry of Skill Development, and Dassault Aviation France to launch that trade at Government ITI Nagpur. So they have already decided to have 60 trainee having 3 units. So the DGET, which is the affiliation agency, they have given affiliation to these 3 units to start at Government ITI Nagpur with the affiliation number on dated 5/7/2019. Then also as the with the Director of Vocational Education and Training, Government of India, Government of Maharashtra, as our department, have also signed a MOU with Dassault Aviation. So you have in a picture, you have seen our Honorable Secretary Kaushik Sonik ma'am is there, and our at time that Director Director sir is there. Rao sir is there. From this is the signing of MOU with DVET for start of aeronautical structure and equipment fitters course at Government of Maharashtra in ITI Nagpur. Next is what is this MOU is with the DVET and Dassault Aviation. So it is in aeronautical or aviation sector. This is the first project in India in collaboration with the Dassault Aviation Limited France. So as it is the first project, it is the first type of trade, that is aeronautical structure and equipment, started at Government Industrial Training Institute Maharashtra in India. As the initially I have spoken that course is already framed, syllabus is framed by the Dassault people. So this syllabus is submitted to the DGT, and then with the affiliation and this first of its kind in aeronautical scenario, this aeronautical structure and fitters course started at Government ITI Nagpur. Now in this MOU, what the Dassault supports. So MOU signed for 3 years right now, may be extended as there is some lockdown and some because of this maybe this period may be extend. So they are initially providing the MOU for a fully support for technical manpower machinery for 3 years. Then training French trainers are provided by Dassault Skill Academy. Then machinery tools of near about more than 50 lakhs have been provided by the Dassault Aviation. Then training of state and central government trainers. So here state governments we have a three instructor from right now from the state government, and NSTI Chennai there may be in a month of June some NSTI instructor should also join at our institute for the training. Also, training material is to be provided. A good quality training material is prepared by a Dassault people and a NIMI, which is a course material preparation agency in India for the technical ITIs. So that NIMI and the Dassault Aviation France have prepared a good training material for this course, and that is available to the candidates. Also, as it is one of unique kind of course for the aeronautical industry, so France aviation or this related to this aeronautical industry may have good placement support. They may support the placement of the aeronautical structure pass out student, whereas the state government has to provide the workshop space, classroom and all infrastructure for this course. As we have in next slide, we are going to see the infrastructure provided by the government of Maharashtra, and we have a special dedicated workshop, air conditioning workshop, as I have floater requisition to the government of Maharashtra for a new building, that total air conditioned building for this course. So classroom right now we have presently in a government ITI workshop we are working this course. After new building we are shifting over there. So after 3 years, state government will be run the course independently, likewise as per the other courses. So in 2019 we have first batch for the admission. So that is as a total 60 trainee we have got a permission. So in 2019 we have provided admission for the 20 trainees. Now in 2020 we have given admission to 40 trainees. Well, how you are getting into this course, that is the admission process. So online admission through the website, government of Maharashtra, Department of Vocational Education, DVET have on there. In all over Maharashtra they have admission through a website or a online admission portal, that is www.admission.dvet.gov. This is the portal from which all admission in ITIs in Maharashtra is carried out. And that admissions are carried out from the declaration of Maharashtra State Board result. So eligibility criteria for this trade: 10 pass examination with science and mathematics, a strong command over the physics, chemistry and mathematics, communicate with the required clarity and understanding the technical English. As whenever we are giving admission to this course, the trainee have first to go for 2 months English speaking course. That is a compulsory and made it compulsory by the Dassault people, that this admitted candidate have to go 2 months English speaking course. So it is a course duration, that is 2 years course duration, having an annual pattern. In 1 year there is an annual exam. For second year there is another annual exam. After passing out certification we are giving as it is given to other ITI trade. Likewise, this trade have also getting a certificate from NCVT. After passing the All India Trade Test, that is conducted by the National Council of Vocational Training, NCVT, New Delhi, to all over India. So this certification is recognized by all over world. It is also recognized by the ILO. All the other ITI certificates are also recognized by the ILO. So likewise, this trade certificate is also recognized all over the world. So we are skilling in. That means what the practicals, what the skills we are giving. Just briefing it. I'm briefing it. The trainee should have planned and organized the work, make a job as per the specification, applying the different types of basic fitting operations there is, and in doing that basic fitting operation, that dimensional accuracy should be maintained, and while doing the practical, the safety precaution should be taken. This is the we are skilling in. Then sheet metal working component and assembling, preparing of a sheet metal components and assembling it with the accuracy using appropriate measuring instrument we have, and that require a tolerance up to plus minus 0.1 mm. This is the sheet metal work carried out by the student in their practical and assembling it. Then manufacturing of open and close rivet, and fitting of sheets, bending of sheets, nutting, electrical bonding, all these are carried out in a practical work. Performing non-metal monolithic panel in a plain wave component material, glass fiber, unidirectional carbon fiber, and wheel drive. All these material they are using to make a component, so that manufacturing industries in aerospace, they are aeronautical field, they are technician are used. So they are in skilling how to work on this material. Then perform the pipe fitting assembly by different operation using standard tools we have, that setup we have, and metallic pipe composite duct, that is in the aeroplane that may be used, that all this system, flexible hose pipes and all this, that to be fitting assembly of this to be carried out in a practical. Then plan the dismantle and assembly of different hydraulic component used for full hydraulic system, and perform the pipe routing inspection and leak test. All these we have practical are conducted over this hydraulic component, hydraulic system of an aircraft. All these have to be carried out, and inspection of routing of this, and leak test of the piping system, that is to be performed in a practical by the student. Then plan, dismantle, and assembly different mechanical component used for full mechanical flight control chain. This is a assembly of, it is a fitting part, assembly of the various different mechanical parts have to be carried out. Then fit and install the harness, that is the electrical part of aircraft, harnessing of different types of panels, structures, element, and perform the basic electrical test relative to the connection, and check the compliances of the harness building. So as we know that harnessing is one of the part of electrical wiring. So that too often aircraft, that is to be carried out, and that is to be taught, and it is to be skilling in our lab. So here is our infrastructure. Have you seen the snapshot, infrastructure snapshot? Hello, is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is visible, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Sir, one request to you, sir. We are running out of time, so you
okay,
can.
Just in
yes,
5 minutes, I'm going to make it
yes,
complete.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Snapshot of workshop. This is the workshop of aeronautical structure at Government ITI Nagpur. We have 4,000 square feet workshop with 3 dedicated classroom, with all machineries are provided by the Dassault. Okay, training by the France teacher. So this is this is a photographs of 4 France teacher provided by the Dassault. for scaling of 3 Indian instructors and our trainees. So they are giving a very dedicated way. They are giving a training. They have very sincere and very punctual in their work. They have reach at 8 a.m. means 8 a.m. at workshop. So very punctual regarding their timings. So industrial visit of aeronautical structure and fitter trainee to Dassault from Dassault Reliance Aerospace Limited, Mihan, Nagpur. We have a visit over there at DRAL, Mihan, Nagpur, for our ASEF trainees. So scope of aeronautical structure and equipment fitter, as it is a scenario of an aeronautical industry in India, nationwide job opportunities is up to approximately 5,000 per year. So as this is one of the first of its kind course or a trade started. So this course have a good opportunities in aeronautical industries. High international demand, as the Henry says, there is a demand for international aircraft manufacturing companies also. So demand in high-end automobile industries. As the course content we have seen, mostly high-end automobile industries have their infrastructure like riveting, sheet metal working, harnessing. All these carried out in automobile industry. So this aeronautical structure equipment fitter have also scope in the automobile industries. Scope for academic career in career progression aviation sector. As Mr. Henry have shown a pyramid, how the career progression are there from the technician to the engineers to the managers, higher skill level, and then higher skill to the managers. Some industries have Dassault Aviation have opportunity, DRAL at Mihan, Nagpur, that our student have a training have opportunity, and Tata Aerospace and Hindustan Aeronautics. These are some Indian companies who are manufacturing the aircraft parts. So opportunities after completion of 2-year training, aeronautical structure after, in case of in ITI education system, we have after completion of ITI we have an apprenticeship scheme, so that the trainee should have converse with the industry atmosphere. So apprenticeship scheme is available for these trainees. So apprenticeships are taken by the various companies as per the Apprenticeship Act. So many companies have a apprenticeship, and after completion of apprenticeship, that candidate have also opportunity to for the recruitment at various companies like Dassault, Tata, Mahindra Aerospace, Hindustan Aeronautics, and DRAL. CTI training. Okay. So in a local news, 570 apply for 20 seats. Okay, ITI Aviation in 2019 we have a 20 candidate batch for admission. In that admission process, first candidate for 10 pass out, that is among 20, is of 94%, whereas the last one, that is the 20th candidate, is of 84% in ITI Nagpur, that admission process. So these are some news in local newspapers. Okay, now as this is a one of its kind in India, so various eminent dignitaries visiting these trades are Honorable Shri Bhagat Singh Koshari, Governor of Maharashtra. 16th of January, he Honorable Governor has visited the ITI. Then 8th of March, I think, Honorable Ambassador of France has visited the Aeronautical Structure and Equipment Workshop. Then Consulate General at Mumbai, France Consulate General at Mumbai has also visited. Then Mr. Ravindrajit Thakre, Collector Nagpur, has also visited and also have a good session and discussion with our France teacher. So this is a presentation from my side. Thank you very much. here is Hemant Davare, Principal, Government of Industrial Training Institute, Nagpur. So, hand over to you. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thanks, Hemant Aware sir, for such a informative and covering you more elements in ASEF course and apprenticeship and overall process of to do ASEF course in Government Industrial Training Institute. Thank you so much, Hemant sir. Before I go ahead with the next speaker, I would like to request if Venkat Rao put some your insight over a CF course. Venkata Rao sir, can you please put your insight about on this ACF course?
No, so good morning, everybody. Thanks for inviting me. Yes, this course has a very good future. It has a big potential for having mass employment opportunity for the youngsters, and I support this course, and Dassault is there behind to help the candidates and the employers to find good solutions. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, for putting your insights about on this course. So we are moving towards our next speaker, Rachit Bhatnagar. He is a wing commander. Rachit Bhatnagar, sir, was commissioned into Indian Air Force in the year 1994. He served Indian Air Force in Aeronautical Engineering Department for over 2 decades. During his service in IAF, he has superheaded in many projects for innovation, helicopter MRO methods, indigenous aircraft components, manufacturing, accident investigations, rescue missions, basic training, and upskilling program for Indian Air Force engineers. He has served in all pan-India location, including in hospital, Ladakh region. He was also deputed in to Namibia for upskilling their defense forces in helicopter MRO. He is presently heading the AASSC organization, Aerospace and Aviation Sector Skill Council, under the aegis of National Skill Development Corporation (NSDC) and the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship organization. His focus area are the development of skilling standards for airline and airport operation, maintenance, repair, and overall aerospace design and development, aerospace manufacturing, and drone operation. Uh, Welcome, Mr. Rachit Bhatnagar, in today's session.
Thank you.
I would like to request ahead with this session with you now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arpan, for inviting me. And I also thank full team Emerge, Mr. Mayur Yol, and all my co-panelists. And from Julien Henry from France, Mr. Venkata Rao Posina, Mr. Hemant, Mr. David Raju, and the regional office team from Nagpur, ITI. So thank you very much for inviting me, and namaskar, and good morning to everyone. So to proceed further, I'll be just sharing a small overview presentation from Aerospace and Aviation Sector Skill Council. Just tell me, let me know. I'm sharing my screen, Arpan. Just tell me, let me know if
Yes,
I'm.
yes. Yes, it is visible.
Visible? Okay, thank you so much. Right. So taking you through, a small 10 to 15 minutes of skill development overviews of Aerospace and Aviation Sector Skill Council. We were incorporated as a Section 8 no-profit company in the year 2014, 12 September 14. And our main promoters are the three main organizations located at Bangalore. HAL being the main promoter, more than 50% stake in our company. And then BCIC, which is Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, And CIT is one organization called Society of Indian Aerospace Technologies and Industries. These three entities came together and started this section in company, which is supposed to be working under National Skill Development Corporation and the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Our main role is to connect the industry, the government bodies, the training providers, and the workforce. So that is our central area and focus area, where we are the body who make the standards and connect the demand and supply between all these 3-4 entities. The subsectors in which we have been working are you can see in the slides, like the airline operations, airport operations, maintenance, repair and overall, design and development, manufacturing assembly, and now we are looking at the futuristic job roles as per the current industry needs, and drone is one of them. So in totality, we have, if you would have seen 1911, so around 50% job roles are in the category of aviation job roles, and the remaining 50% or so are in the aerospace job roles. So anything connected with the airline, airport, and the maintenance repair would fall into the aviation category, and the design development and the manufacturing assembly would be falling under the aerospace category. Just a small snapshot of how many candidates we are certified till now state-wise. So you would see, would be very happy to know that you're connecting the webinar from the Nagpur and Maharashtra. So the Maharashtra stands first. So I mean the Karnataka where I am located right now, the office, we are standing second. So there's many certifications which have happened in Maharashtra. So that's a good news for Maharashtra. You're leading the flag for aerospace and aviation. And then moving over, we have a Chandigarh, Kerala, Assam, Delhi, and other states. And we are having small, if you see here, the training centers, we have 84 training centers and located everywhere, all over pan India. 211 trainers have been certified through the training of trainer programs, TOT programs conducted by us. We have 3 assessment agencies who are having branches all over India again, and they go and assess in situ, or nowadays they are doing online assessments also. We have 70 assessors under them, and till now we have certified more than 16,000 plus candidates in various government schemes, fee-based schemes, and many other programs. Small snapshots, some pictures. We see we have developed our Aviation Multiskill Development Center at Chandigarh, which is actually in the old airport premises. There's a program which was launched under the corporate social responsibility by Airport Authority of India in February 18. 7 aviation job roles were selected, and more than 2,000 trainings have been done supposed to be done in the 3 years, and 50% of them have been done, and more than 70% candidates have been placed in various airlines. There's another Aviation Skill Development Center at Mumbai. Similar project under CSR by AAI, started in May 19. Again, now this is in Maharashtra. 4 job roles were supposed to be done under training in for 720 candidates over the period of 3 years. And again, 50% have been trained, and the training is undergoing. It have been slowed down slightly because of pandemic, but it is going on. It's going to catch up again after the lockdown is over. The Aerospace Design Center of Excellency, which was formed at Bengaluru in a 15,000 square feet area with a $5 million investment. More than 1,000 engineers per year have been planned to be trained in the design development areas, and 70% placements have been again targeted in that area. There is Aerospace Manufacturing Center of Excellence at HAL, and this is the one where you are having a training, on both 3-axis and 5-axis CNC machines. And we have a co-located area, if you see in the photographs, where people can do their coding, programming, and all that, and then work simultaneously with the tools and and the demo kits, I would say, in the metals, that too in the aerospace aviation kind of materials, magnesium, aluminum alloys, and all that. So they can do all these things together, hand to hand. Another one, similar to one, as for aerospace manufacturing, for manufacturing and the design for both, Center of Excellence has been opened up at NEL, Bengaluru. We've also done CSR programs, CSR sponsored programs through some companies called GK and Aerospace. 3 programs have been completed. They were targeted towards mostly the underprivileged class, and we have done 3 trainings, and 4th is in pipeline. And for both underprivileged and the persons with the disabilities, so PWD candidates, both were aimed for, and 2 aerospace design job roles were selected specifically by GKN to get them trained. We also do recognition of prior learning. So this is one program where there would be people who are working from so many years, 10, 12, 15, 20 years, but they have not got any formal or informal certification, or they're not aligned with the inclusive, they're not included in the main workforce. They have not done maybe graduation or diplomas and all that, but just because of their experience, they are there and they are masters in that, they are ustad in that areas. So we recognize those programs, and this is called RPL. We already have done 3 programs under PMKVY 2.0 version with Indian Navy, Air India SATs, and HAL contract employees. We've got more targets this year, and we are already launched these programs. If you see here, we have launched this RPL with best-in-class employee, with Dynametics Old and Aerospace, which is one of the major MSME, or they're working with, of course, Boeing, Airbus, and many other defense projects with HAL, manufacturing a lot of critical aircraft components. We also conduct training of trainer programs, TOT, in collaboration with Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO UK. We used to do it in an offline method, and now if you see the second photo, we have also graduated towards the online TOT programs. This is done completely free of cost for the aspiring candidates under the Skills for Jobs programs. We also had done a foray in the last World Skill competition at Kazan, and there was a series of selections and competitions which were held through the regional level and state level and India level, and then the 2 candidates, if you see out here, Ms. Archana and Ganesh, they also went to Singapore for training, and they participated in the Kazan. And although they couldn't get main medals, but the Medal of Excellence was granted to them. And we are trying to get more these competitions with us under the aircraft maintenance. If you see now the workforce projection, if you see there's a consultant called IMAX 3 to 4 years back. They had done a survey, and they had told and they had conveyed that the direct jobs in the aviation and aerospace industry will grow nearly at least 2.5 to 3 times. So there are the direct jobs and the indirect jobs. Direct jobs, people who are working with the tools on the aircraft maintenance and the on the ground at aviation, airline, airport, and the hangars, MRO everywhere. And there's the indirect jobs which are generated because of the airport being there, and around so many contractors working in the background. So those all kind of things. There's a huge projection was there. But you all know that the pandemic struck to us, and we are in this. I mean, the second very severe lockdown phase because of the pandemic. And if you see this, the bandwidth of various industries. I mean, if you see the red portion, the aviation, tourism, and hospitality has been hit, impacted the highest. And from the aviation, you have, the domino effect to the aerospace also. So if the aircraft don't fly, if you haven't flown from last 1 to 1.5 years, there is an impact going to, have happened in the aerospace industry also. So there will be less of maintenance, MRO, and the less of manufacturing. There will be less of demand. So that's the kind of impact we have. But we are evolving, and this pandemic has also given rise to the new opportunities and technologies for the growth. If I give you this slide, you can have a look at it. This has given us increased use of automation. So when you fly in an aircraft, and that whole experience, right from your home to the aircraft boarding, it is going to become a total paperless technology, total contactless travel. You're going to use a lot of biometrics and facial scan at airports. I'll be showing a small clip next to the slide. You can have experience in how we are evolving as far as contactless travel is designed. There are a lot of emerging job roles like Industry 4.0, which you must be hearing a lot under this category of cloud computing, robotic process automation, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Aircraft Things. Then additive manufacturing technology, which is commonly called in layman terms as 3D printing, electric wire interconnect system, which already Mr. Hemant has already told and showed in the government ITI programs as wire looms, which is commonly called, but in the technology term it's called EWIS. And then the drones. These are with plenty of applications. You think of a area, and drones can do that job. Then pandemic, we have seen that there is a growth of air cargo. When an aircraft is not able to utilize its capacity fully, then the innovative ideas comes, and then there's a quick design of from passenger to freighter aircraft. How we can innovate and put the seats out, quickly convert them into a freighter version. So use of combination aircrafts. Then we have seen there's an increase in demand of some job roles called airport designers, revenue management analyst, network planning analyst, like that. So we are trying to do more trainings and duty programs towards that. I now, like I told, I'll be quickly sharing a small experience of how a contactless airport can be is planned. Give me a while. Mr. Arpan, please tell me when I am the screen is visible.
Yes. Screen is visible, sir. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Sir, it has been dropped.
It has been dropped.
Yes.
I'll share it again. Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, it is visible right now.
Tell me now.
Yes.
And please confirm it's playing now.
Yes, it is playing.
Please confirm, Arpan, both video and audio working.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Kind attention, please. At Kempegowda International Airport, Bengaluru, we encourage social distancing. To limit the spread of COVID-19 infection, please maintain safe distance from other passengers and airport personnel. It is mandatory to wear a mask in the airport premises at all times.
So this is what I wanted to show. I'll go back to my main presentation. You're able to see the screen, Urban?
No, sir.
No, sir, not yet.
Please tell me when it's done.
Yes.
It's coming?
No, sir.
Are you able to see this digital learning screen?
No.
Okay, let me share it again. Sorry.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So this was a kind of job roles which we are innovating and come out. So this was not a future futuristic plan or something. This is the experience which you've seen in Bangalore International Airport. It's already working, and like that, so many countries, so many airports in India also are evolving, and these kind of new technologies are being taken in, and people learning and evolving that way. So in that regard, new job roles when we're talking about, we are also now putting a lot of our job roles on the the cloud or in the digital learning mode, so that the area or the theories what can be learned in house sitting out there, why not? So the education system has evolved, so the skilling system, vocational education is also evolving quite a bit. So in that regard, we are already doing a handshake, already doing collaboration with the TCS IN, one of the number one EduTech platform for the LMS, learning management system. So we are developing a lot of digital modules, and then also there are some startups, I would say, like in a MRO subsector we have a Jt.Director, and we had an experience with a smart GCPro.com, which is developing a complete a VR experience, virtual reality experience, and they have developed a 15 lakh square feet of virtual airport. So we are trying to make them collaborate with the eSkill India platform of a National Skill Development Corporation, so that they can launch the courses and anybody can log in from the comfort of their home and do that courses, and certifications. This is one area again we talked about initially. We are developing. We already have developed a book, basically guidance book, operating manual for the multi-rotor drones. And so this is for the initial category of small and medium, and going forward we'll be making more versions for the BVLOS, beyond visual line of sight drones, and larger drones which will be used for delivery of the various items and medical deliveries, low-cost operations, and so many applications these have. So in fact, for the next decade or so, this is a one area where we have a lot of skilling need is required. We have a lot of there's a Swamitva scheme, there is in which you have to do mapping of the land parcels, and like Honorable PM has announced, they're going to give cards, instead of registration, complete papers and all that. They're going to just get a card. So after all this mapping will be done, and all the land parcels will be digitized. So this is area of drones we are working on, and this is has also got an ISBN number, and it's also available on the e-cards nowadays in Amazon and Flipkart. Towards I'll be speaking a few seconds on the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So this is one area in the last Aero India, which was held in Yelahanka, Bengaluru. We have signed a MOU with the Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation. In fact, just to give you a brief, there are two defense industrial corridors are coming up in a big way, where at least 6 to 7 districts are going to become a nodal center. A lot of infrastructure and training infrastructure is going to get established, including the private and government ITIs. So there is one coming up at Tamil Nadu, and the other one at Uttar Pradesh by the name of Defense Industrial Corridors. We have signed MOU with TIDCO, like I told, and similar one is with the UPDIC on the cards. So this is going to give a lot of boost when defense offsets are going to be done, and industry is going to come here. So it's going to give a lot of boost to the aerospace industry. So a lot of infrastructure will be set up there. A lot of skilling requirement will be there for aerospace structure and fitters, aircraft fitters, and there are so many kind of things, the associated trades. This is one slide I wanted to show. I wanted to exhort and invite the RO, the department, regional office department of government industrial. So this is one which is happening with government of Karnataka. Tata Technologies and KPMG have done a collaboration, and they are there are a lot of some crores of funds which have been allotted from the government of Karnataka, in which they're going to upgrade the ITIs. At least 150 ITIs are set for the technological transformation upgradation. In that regard, 11 long-term courses and 23 short-term courses are proposed, and more than 20,000 students are going to be provided with the required skills under various job roles at the ITIs. A COE, Center of Excellence, is focusing on the aerospace and defense is planned, and a lot of talks have been done. Now already the work is started. So this program, I believe, and we have been told that it's going to get replicated in various states of India. Maharashtra being one of them, the very aspiring industrial base. I would invite all the ITI, my colleagues and people out there, officials, to please try to collaborate with Tata Technologies, and this kind of collaboration will take the ITIs into a different level altogether. Speaking of apprenticeship, which Mr. Hemant also told, we are also trying to advocate, because our organization, AASSC, and me being a CEO, I'm also being entrusted with the additional responsibility of JAA, means a Joint Apprenticeship Advisor, under this program called National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme. So as AASSC, we have to advocate, and we have to promote this scheme by Government of India, where you also have a sharing of cost for the basic training providers up to 7,500 rupees. We also share the stipend. It's given by the government up to 25% of the prescribed stipend, whatever you give, up to maximum of 1,500 rupees, is sponsored by the government. It's one of the beautiful scheme which I would like to spread everywhere, and people can enroll it. We already have started doing this program now with one of the airlines, Go Air, and many more are in fold. We are talking to them to enroll under this apprenticeship scheme. We also have our parent organization, NSDC, has launched this beautiful platform, Atmanirbhar Skilled Employee Employer Mapping, shortly called ASEM. It consists of like in a mobile, people, all the stakeholders can get connected. So employers, the candidate, and the dashboard, you can have the reports and trends. You can choose your own job and enter aerospace aviation. The employer will see that. So there's one beautiful platform which has been launched recently. It's coming up very well. Aerospace aviation is also trying to launch, include its requirements. Is trying to connect various stakeholders in that portal. Talking about, like, Imad also told me, these are the logos of some of the potential major employers in aerospace and aviation. So airlines, of course, AirAsia, Air India, the name may change once they're taken over by the bidding entity. SpiceJet, Vistara, all Indigo and Coair, and then we have, of course, under the airports, the private airports, being constructed and operated by the GMR group, Adani group, and then under aerospace we have various entities already listed out there: Boeing, Airbus, Rolls-Royce, GE Aviation, all the major names, defense PSUs, L&T, Tata. So these are the players which are presently there. They would not be in a very, very huge numbers like retail or tourism or or automobile, but they are there, and I'm very sure we're going to come up in a good way from pandemic. We're going to start flying again, and you will see the aerospace aviation is booming again. It's never going to go down. We are going to only go up, take off and doing a happy landings. So thank you very much for patient listening, and any questions answers, you can drop a mail at this my ID, or
Yes.
or we can connect
Yes.
later on whenever the
Yes.
thing is there. Yeah, so thank you so much, and Jai Hind.
Thanks, Rachit sir, for a wonderful presentation. You cover lots of points in aviation industry about the courses and the present scenario in between aviation industry and technical institutes. So I think lots of benefits and contents will be get by this presentation by our audience. Many of the students will get the information about the courses and the job roles of AASC which are conducted by them. Thank you, Rachit sir, for such connecting with us. So, moving to our next speaker, I would like to invite David Raju sir. So I will share some bio about David sir. So please give me a minute. Yes. Yes, welcome, David sir, to our webinar session. In today's webinar session, David has a vast experience in HR with over 2 decades of diverse industrial experience in defense and aerospace industry. He is experienced in developing people process leading to creation of high performing teams and facilitating delivery of business result. Welcome, David sir, in our today's session.
Okay, thank you, Arpan. Before I speak anything, I'll just make a brief presentation about the company I'm representing. I would also like to say thanks to all my co-panelists, right from Julien, Wing Commander Rachit, and Principal Aware. Thank you all for, you have shared quite a lot. I don't want to add anything more. There's nothing need to. I only just wanted to present the company which I'm representing, Dassault Reliance Aerospace. I just have 2 slides. Just give me a minute while I share my presentation. Okay. Arpan, do I have sharing rights? Arpan?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Do I have a sharing rights?
Yes, you have the right.
Okay, I'm not getting through. That's why.
You have to click on the share button. Please
Right.
click, and you have to at the upper side check entire screen. Check on the entire screen.
Right.
Then share. Yes, it is visible now, sir. Click on your presentation. Yes.
Okay. I hope it is visible. I'll put it on the
Yes.
slideshow.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, is this visible now?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, welcome to you, Dassault Reliance Aerospace. This is the facility that we have in the Special Economic Zone in Nagpur, Mihan. Just to talk about DRAL, it's a combination, it's a joint venture between the two industrial giants, the Reliance in India, Dassault Aviation, France, come together to form a company called Dassault Reliance Aerospace Limited, which is a joint venture with the Reliance with 51% stake and Dassault Aviation 49% stake. We are existing since 2017 February, and we have the corporate office and manufacturing facility both together in the Special Economic Zone, Mihan, Nagpur. What we do in Mihan, this is what we do in Mihan. The entire business plan is around building the Falcon 2000 aircraft. We began in 2017 towards the end, and we started with the actual production in 2018. That's a step 0, and we moved on to 2018, producing the further assemblies of the Falcon 2000. We are right now in step B, and also moving towards step C, where we have going to do the final assembly of this thing. So far, and up to step B, we have made quite a number of assemblies. We assembled right here in Nagpur with the technical collaboration with our joint venture partner, Dassault Aviation, and we have 1,000+ operators right now in our factory. All of them are qualified ITI fitters, and they've been trained and put on the jobs with the due qualifications. Now, going forward from now, we would add more and more, of course, fitters to the final assembly line. And finally, in the step D, we at the end we visualize having around 500 fitters and 150 and 50 managers in the shop floor. Now, just want to show, throw a small light here in this. Whoever comes to DRAL will begin with the basic assemblies activities, the fitting and the drilling jobs. As they perform, as they gain experience, as they gain the skill set, they keep moving on to different the assemblies, which may be a critical one, and even including the inspections, the quality inspection roles. So the journey doesn't end with your fitter jobs here in DRAL. The journey goes on even to become, the opportunities are plenty. And also those who have been with us for quite a long time and proven themselves both in the technical skills and the supervisory and the leaderships level, they also can go into the managerial and supervisory roles. The doors are not closed, the doors are open. So the career opportunities in DRAL for the people who are qualified and have the skill set and the required attitude and also the personality. One thing I mentioned to you, I take the cue from my colleague, Mr. Julien mentioned, the people who need to work in aerospace need to sharpen your communication skills. The communication skills are very, very essential, and more so in globally, the aerospace industry operates on the language called English. So if you want to be in aerospace industry, if you want to settle down your career in aerospace industry, you need to build your personality and also your communication skills in English. You may be coming from any background, doesn't matter. But if you want to build your career in aerospace, you must pick up the language called English. And of course, the skill matters. The skill matters. And without your skill, even though you can speak English, good English, but it doesn't matter. So primarily, this particular course, what we are talking today, will enable the young professionals, the young talented, the aspirant professionals to pick up required skills. The 2 years and the post 2 years, the training, what you get, internship, all will help you to pick up technical skills. And industries like us will give us an opportunity to demonstrate and to put your skills use. But to do that, you need to have the required and appropriate personality and the communication skills. We have going forward, of course, as I mentioned, at the peak level, we will have 500 fitters. We are about right now the 100 fitters. So you know the opportunities available, but you need to be right man or right girl to be in this industry. So the job opportunities to talk about in aerospace is plenty. And of course, not only my company, the Tatas have got plenty of factories. To my knowledge, they have at least a half a dozen factories spread in the Nagpur, Hyderabad, Bangalore, somewhere else. So the HAL, which is the giant in India, in aerospace industry in India, they also have thousands of requirements, thousands of fitters. But you need to have a right skills and right attitude. That's all I want to say from my side. I now open to take any questions, doubts, clarification that you may need to have.
Yes. Thanks, David, sir, for such a wonderful contents that you have tell about your company and things. So now question and answer session will be open for participants. First question is from Deepak Vijay Kankure. He asked, what is the future scope in aeronautical industry? So David, sir, can you light on this?
I think I've already answered in my slide. The opportunities are plenty. In India, the aerospace industry is picking up. We have a HAL in one side, the private industries like Tata's and the DRAL on the other side, and the Mahindra Aerospace on the other side. But as I rightly said, you need to be a right person with the right skills and the right attitude and willing to travel around the country. I'm sure Wing Commander Rachit will agree with me. If you're stuck to one place, it will be difficult. So should be willing to travel around.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir.
I would support that and endorse it from Mr. David. You have to be there where there's a demand. See, there's not an online, a job, where you can keep working from the home. There are some, of course, if you see in aviation, you have a airline reservation agent. You can sit at home, and network planning analyst. You can sit at home and keep doing it, work from home kind of thing, or anywhere. But where the industry is, you have to be there. So you should be, ready to relocate, wherever the demand is, and you have to have right skills, rightly, told. You have to be finding the right training partner, accreditation agency, certification agency, where you can pick up those, skills, get certified, and play that part, and apply, adequately there. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Let me add here that recently I was in maintenance command, which is in Nagpur. What was told is that even BRDs are outsourcing for civilians lot of jobs on maintenance side. So there is a lot of scope in that also.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Fully agree. Yeah, Mr. Rao. I also retired, from one of the BRD only. It's which was located at Chandigarh, and that was have a helicopter BRD. And you rightly told all the BRDs, and all the complete defense, are trying to outsource and they're inviting the industry to come in and make the spares which were short in demand from Russia or European countries. So those kind of subsidiaries, in the tier 2, tier 3 companies also coming up, startups going to come up, including the 3D printing ones, where you have to have the printing, the manufacturing of those critical spare parts at the backyard of the aerospace giant or something. You cannot depend on, and the pandemic has taught us in a very difficult situations. There will be a supply chain block-ups and bottlenecks. If the aircraft is not flying at all from Europe or somewhere, your whole supply chain is affected. So you have to have indigenous manufacturing of a lot of critical components at India, and thus the defense offsets the commercial offsets, they're all going to play a huge part going forward.
Yes.
Well, Bhatnagar sir,
Please.
I would like to have a query. Right now, our aeronautical structure fitter pass out having opportunity in manufacturing industries only. So, if maintenance of aircraft, if any fitter is required there over, so DGCA certification is required, I think, to work in a aircraft maintenance industry. So DGCA certification is required. How your sector council and this ITI, NCVT, all these, how you are going to achieve this or to get this certification for these students? Is there any way from the sector council?
Yeah, okay. We are, just to give a very short reply on this, we are having MRO job roles, of course. Although they haven't found much traction because these job roles have got impacted with the regulatory framework. And you rightly told for the piloting of aircraft and for the maintenance AME engineers, there are regulations which are there from the DGCA. They have to be DGCA qualified. So we are keep doing talks and where the AASSC certification is also valid and comes in equitable terms with the DGCA. And primarily, the AASSC job roles which we have defined, the 72, 73, they are a short-term training. And so we were designed as an agency to bridge the skill gap in those job roles where the entry level people can come and quickly fill up the skill gap existing in the airline and other industries. That is why the MRO job roles are slightly less in numbers, and being a regulatory requirements, we are still in talks how we can with the ministry that where we can pitch in and give them an equitable right. So this is some small gray areas which are existing still. We're going to making up this areas also.
Okay.
Just to add, I think you don't need a license to begin the jobs career. You can enter with the existing qualification and skill set, but as you progress and to perform certain high-level jobs, of course, there you need a license, which is recognized by DGCA.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. Should I move to next question?
Should I have?
Okay. The next question is from Dheeraj Nichant. I think it is a technical related question. Are the AS 9162 inspection delegation authority standards is successful for the Indian aviation industry?
Okay, I'd like to make a small comment here. It is more than a successful, it is an essential requirement. For the quality inspection AS 900 series quality standard, it is essential for the aerospace industry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think I would like to add. This is called AS Aerospace 9100D, Revision D, which is have been enforced like for any industry, being a manufacturing or an aviation, they mostly I think manufacturing only, they have to have those standards. So like ISO 900 series, 14,000 series for various management systems, quality management systems. AS is specifically prefixed with aerospace, and this 9100D is a latest revision which is required to be enforced and adopted to do any aerospace work. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question is from Pratyush Borkute. Actually, he asked about which qualification needed to become an IAF pilot.
I think Wing Commander can respond to that.
Yes.
Okay.
Rachit sir, you can better it can say.
Right. Which qualification, I mean, pilot, commercial pilot, you can become I would say both. Commercial pilot you can become after 12th standard, that is 10+2, which is normally called. And there are various, private agencies who are giving, training. and there's after selection, of course, there is one government which is a pioneer institute in Amethi, Bareilly. It's called IGRUA, which is Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Udan Academy. So that is the one, and they're having one co-located RGNAU, which is giving on ground subjects. So I would say primarily IGRUA is one of the primary, government university directly being controlled by Ministry of Civil Aviation, which is churning out a lot of commercial pilots, and they are now opening up. The policies are getting very flexible and very relaxed, as far as for other FTOs, flying training organizations, to also come up. So I mean, if you see the news, and then type IGRUA, you'll be getting a lot of news on that, which is, and they're trying to pitch the courses to the international level. You don't have to spend a huge, because otherwise people go out of the country, and a lot of forex is wasted. So they're trying to make an ecosystem where the flying training organizations and for the candidates, it's a win-win situation. You can channel a lot of so that they're basically trying. There's no pilot training people, aspirants, who go out of the country. So they are going to make the flying training cheaper and available to a common man and girl, to the in the Indian ecosystem.
Yes, thanks, sir.
Thank
Next question.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Bhatnagar sir, how are we getting admission in Indira Gandhi Uddan Academy?
Yeah, so Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Udan Academy, if there are, I mean, they keep, every year, or maybe I think every 6 months, I'm not very sure.
Through JEE or after 12, whether through JEE or is there any specific entrance exam is there?
There's a separate entrance exam for IGRUA. Yeah. Fine. After 12th, they should have, physics, chemistry, maths, some mandatory subjects.
Yes, that trainee should know how he should go into this training pilot institute. So that's why I'm asking.
So there's a website. Maybe I can give the link, out here in the later on. IGRUA. Otherwise, if you just write IGRUA, IGRUA, you will get onto the website, and you can have all the details about various admission process. Thank you.
Okay. We move to next question. Henry sir, this is for you. Question asked by Sandeep Bokmurkar. He asks my question: 3D printing technology will impact the aerospace industry in years to come.
This is a very good question. Even if I was an engineer previously, it's not very easy to answer. I would say that the first impact is on maintenance, because 3D printing could be an answer for replacing some part. Currently, I think 3D is not used when begins to be used on the primary parts that we assemble, but we prefer, I think, now to use the classical way to make primary parts, but with the progress in 3D printing, of course, it will be very interesting. But from now, I think only a few parts are made by 3D printing, even if the best progress should be done for replacement and for maintenance on special things like ducts, or without the difficulty is to ensure the fact that we will have the same characteristics for all the parts that are being done. So with 3D printing, we have to progress to be sure that the 3D, the parts that are done through this process are exactly the same, and this is the difficulty actually.
Yes, thank you, sir, for the answering of this question. Okay, next question is from Dr. Ajay Bejalwar, sir, from Government ITI. What are the further career prospects for ASEF pass training at DRAL? David sir.
Yeah, that's right. See, as I said in my opening remarks, those who get qualified will begin the jobs as a fitters in the shop floor. They will be the basic jobs will be doing, but as they demonstrate the confidence in their skills and as they pick up the interest and the more and more skills, they can diversify themselves into inspection, the industrialization, and even the production planning, and even in the same production they can go to the higher levels. So it all depends on the individual how much he or she is willing to learn and diversify himself or herself. The opportunities are there, yes, but it is up to the individual to demonstrate their willingness and stretch themselves and to learn
I think some technical problem faced by David sir. Okay, with us Amar Prabhu sir is there from Mumbai. Amar sir, have any question for our guest?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Arpan. Thank you all the panelists for the wonderful discussion and the descriptions what you have given. A couple of questions I have, sir. As you may be aware, in the CTS courses, we have different programs, fitters, welders, then we have electrician, electronics, now we have mechatronic technician also. So, what is the scope of this particular trainees, those have passed off this program of 2 years and 1 year duration in the aeronautical industry? That is my first question. So how we can upskill them so that they can make their careers. So rather than getting novices, already they have a technical aptitude and they had undergone a basic programs, and how we can upskill them so that we can make them more employable in the aeronautical industry. That's my first question. Second question, what is a prediction placement? Like for example, in the aeronautical industry, what is a placement is going to likely to be in another couple of years down the line, because everything evolves. When you have a job role, when you have a skill, it has to convert into the employability. So there should be a placement. So what is that placement? That is my second question. And the third question is that what is the scope of an institution like us or anybody in the Maharashtra or in the country to become a BTP and take up this, for example, a kind of a center for the aeronautical training, where you already have a basic infrastructure in the place. These are three questions for the panelists. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Rachit, I think it's
Yeah,
you that
okay.
can answer.
Yeah, I think I'll take on a few questions from your side regarding the job placements. I would say like I've shown in my presentation, there is slight downfall right now because of pandemic, and I like specifically told suppose any of you we are not flying, commercially. So there is a situation which is grim right now. But then the industry is evolving, and they are taking these job roles on. They're evolving it to now the passenger to flight aircrafts. So the cargo domain is increasing. I would say that is the aviation side. The aerospace side, because again there's a domino effect. If the aircraft doesn't fly, then the MRO is getting affected, and the aerospace manufacturing is also affected. In Boeing Seattle plant, and France also, you have the aircraft are not getting manufactured. I mean, there's the bottlenecks, the supply chain, everything. So they are affecting. But I will just tell please don't lose hope. Uh, I believe a lot of industry bodies are advocating to ministry to handhold the aerospace aviation industry, because it's very sensitive, very high cost industry, and there's a lot of fixed cost. So till now, the government, any handholding was not there, but it's going to come up. A lot of advocacy is there from industry bodies. So soon those policies will come, and they will be handholding. So once that is there, funding is there, then the industry is going to boom up again. And like I have also shown in my presentation, that all those industries which I put the logos out there, private industries, a lot of airports are getting privatized. GMR, Adani are going to take up the under PPP models. Even Air India is under bidding. Private industry is going to come up and take over that. So likewise, the MRO industries have also been now booming up. Especially, I would like to tell you that there was a lot of GST, which was was effective on that. Any aircraft coming in for repairs, 18% GST used to be levied. Now, after a lot of industry bodies, have fought together in the ministry and government bodies, it has come down to 5%. So, with that, a lot of boost has been given to MRO industry also, and likewise the manufacturing industry also. You say under the defense offsets, or we are also advocating that whenever any commercial aircraft is purchased, even the commercial offset also should be there. So both from defense and civil side, the offsets means the technology transfer has to be done here in India. So this is also under the ambit of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So the technology transfer when going to be here, you have a lot of infrastructure coming up here in India. Oh, so there will be a requirement. There will be huge requirement of all the aerospace and aviation trades. All right. So this is what my two bits on your question. I hope if something else is here, you can repeat the question again if you're not satisfied.
No, just to get a little idea on that upskilling question, what I asked, because I think the major of our audience are from that they have done the fitters, they have done the electronics, some have done the mechatronics, welder. So I'm trying to connect that dot. Where do they find a placement if they have to make a career in aeronautical industry? So as in sector skill council, so you may be having a job roles which will enhance their skill and which will give them the placement in the particular sector of yours.
Okay.
So are there above level 4 and level 5 or level 6 wherein they can pitch in for the higher salary, higher remuneration, because that is what the end of the day will fetch for them, the employment.
Okay. Yeah. So they are there. Very short answer. Under aerospace manufacturing job roles, we have NSQF levels 3 and 4, but we also are working and we also have job roles under NSQF level 5 and 6. So if you see the design and development category, people can graduate there. I mean, they can do those courses to get certified. So they are all design level 5 and 6, which are mostly at the level of diploma and graduate engineer level. So once they've done 3 and 4 levels, they can do that. That's not a problem at all. So I mean, they are there. So there's upskilling part of it.
Right.
Yeah. So they can graduate there. Yeah.
So maybe we can think of this category and introduce some job role, because already fitter course is at level 5. So when I look at level 5 as a fitter course, so, and if they are going to the top on level, so probably we might have to look for level 6 and level 7 above. So we can qualify them and bring them into the mainstream of this particular sector.
Okay. But in that specific job roles only, we haven't made the level of 5 and 6. Job role, those 5 and 6 NSQF levels are present in the design and development domain.
Right. So I'm asking the shift is required there.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, just to clarify, let me be very, very clear. In the welding only, aerospace welding only, or aerospace NDT and DT only, we haven't, have the job roles like, NSQF level 4, 5, 6, 7. No, not that way. Because our, basic, focus was to make a entry level job role first. So maybe that will come later on. Maybe they will come later on, where we have those kind of levels also. So we have a different domain which I showed you. Under design development, we have 5 and 6 level. Under airline also, we have some job roles which are 5 and 6, 7 levels, certain job roles. Okay, so that we will do going forward.
So there is an opportunity.
There is opportunity, and yeah, we will work on that.
And for the BTP, how do we go about, sir?
The basic training provider you're talking about?
Yes.
Under BTP, under NAPS, see, I would try to, make it, maybe, we can talk separately and connect you, with the TPAs. There are certain TPAs, third-party agencies, okay, who are, very proactively working on that domain. And they do the complete handholding, to how to make you BTP, how to enroll the candidates in under NAPS, and they're very, very, they're accredited bodies under NSDC. And so I can connect you with those people, and going forward, maybe you can drop a mail at my email ID. We can, do that separately.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Well, Prabhu sir.
Yes, sir.
Your question regarding how is the opportunity for the other trades like electrician, fitter right now? Okay. So right now, mostly from government ITI Nagpur, DRAL and Tata Hyderabad having their campus and take a fitter and all this. other trades candidates. Now, as I have seen, Dassault people have fabricated a workshop over here. Whatever the actual training in DRAL, there is a small training center is there. The same training and all the activities are carried out over here at Government ITI workshop. So I think aeronautical structure fitter candidate are going to get that skill what the company have forecasted. So that's why is right now here onwards, instead of taking a fitter, the companies are going to prefer the aeronautical equipment structure fitter candidate, because I have seen the same facility training center at DRAL and other manufacturing industries where is it in Nagpur. So here they are practicing what they are practicing in industries right now. So that's why I thought of they have a good opportunity over apprenticeship, and after apprenticeship they have a good recruitment opportunity over aeronautical manufacturing industries. Thank you.
So this is a domain specific. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Arpan, you're on mute.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So it's such a wonderful session that we have done today. Most probably the participants will get more benefit from this session about aeronautical structure and equipment fitter course, and hope so everyone will get basic knowledge and overview about these courses and uh, opportunities about in aviation sector. So I will conclude this session with vote of thanks to all. So I will share our screen first. Okay. Uh, Okay, firstly, I will. I feel immense pleasure to take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks to our eminent speaker, to Mr. Julien Henry, for such a wonderful presentation. And you cover lots of things in ASEF course and aviation industry about Dassault skills and Dassault aviation. So thanks, Mr. Julien, sir, for coming, sparing such your busy schedule in this session. And thanks to Wing Commander Rachit Bhatnagar, sir, CEO, Aerospace and Aviation Sector Skill Council, for sharing your experience with us and with our participants. I hope so everyone will get more and more knowledge from this presentation. And thanks to Hemant Aware, sir, for providing such information on AACF course and the opportunities and the course criteria to our participants. And thanks to David Raju, sir, for sharing the industrial exploring in the aviation industry. So it was fantastic session today we have. I am thankful to you all for spare such time from your busy schedule to grace this webinar session with the extremely relevant topics. Thanks for joining us in this session, and thanks to all participants who attend this session and make this session successful.
Thank you so much, and I would like to also invite Mr. Julien Henry, whenever you come to India, or through online method way we get connected and aggregate. You come into our ecosystem, associate with us as a AASSC, and with government ITIs, with RO, Mr. Venkat Rao, Mr. David Raju, and Mr. Prabhu. Whichever way we can get connected and boost up the system and aviation system for the greater good of India. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Rohit sir. Ruchit sir, thank you.
Just one thing to add. Thank you to Emerge Workforce for this international webinar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Emerge, and congrats for doing such a wonderful job.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much for
Thank you.
joining us.
Signing out. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
अरे चालू आहे
गेले का सगळे?
सगळे गेले.
येस, तुम्ही का बरं एवढे उशिरा आले?
मी होतो बॅकग्राऊंड मध्ये होतो मी. चला, कॉंग्रॅच्युलेशन.
ठीक आहे, धन्यवाद. ओके, फाईन.
ओके.